We are headed to those mountains behind me to explore an abandoned mining town and look for the crash site of a World War II airplane. Come along, we're going to have a great time. So very important before heading out to the mountains, I want to make sure we have a full tank of fuel. What I don't want to have to do is call one of my brothers to come and rescue me. Now I know they'd like to get that call, but they would never stop laughing at me. This is the tailing pile from when they were working the ore. That was the leftovers. Someone wrote on here in paint, no exit. And I want to make sure that I can get through here in my truck. This mine was opened in the late 1800s and worked in through the early 1900s. This road that I'm on right here is right next to the Copper Creek. And you can see it also has this rock work from the original mine. Look at the size of this boulder that has slid across the road up here. Coming around that in a full-size truck would be very precarious. At the present time, Helen does not have four-wheel drive. I haven't figured out what's wrong with the actuator. I guess if things get real bad, I could climb down there and cram a stick in there and manually force it to operate. But that's not the only problem. Several months back, I blew out the rear end, and for the moment, I just have a single-track rear end. I can only imagine at one time the ore would have dropped down through the top into whatever they had waiting below, ore cars or something to receive it, and then it would come out here and be processed on this side. But maybe they had a railroad coming across right up here, across the top of that and dump down in. My experience has been that there is no such thing as impossible when it comes to mining. The engineers, they find a way to do it. That's very impressive. This road was built in around 1900, could have been in the 1800s. Look at this stonework here. Still in use today, the same road. Okay, that was a pretty wild ride. A lot of fun, and you know what I'm thinking? I need to let some air out of the tires. Maybe I could improve the ride. So as you've noticed, I'm flying solo this time. The bird, he got his wings clipped. He had to work this week. So I'm out here enjoying this on my own, and it is a lot of fun to be here, and I'm sorry Bird can't join me. The steps here behind me, here, these were the steps to the post office, and I think they finally closed the post office in like 1940. But this was the community of Copper Creek right here. I think we need to go up there and at least see what's going on. Walk up these old steps. Well, it's been about 30 years since I was in here. I'm not exactly sure the way. This isn't the way. Okay, change of plans. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn this thing around and get off this mountain. I have no business being on this. Look at this road. Certainly no place for a rig that only has single track rear end and no four-wheel drive. So we're gonna turn around. We're gonna go back down there to the town of Copper Creek, and we're gonna set up camp down there. I cannot believe I made it up this. Good old Ellen. So I gave up on the plan of trying to camp above what we call the stone cabin or the stone mansion. That is farther up the creek. I could not find the road. I've gone back down. We're gonna set up camp here. I'm working on dinner now, and what I brought tonight, I made some beans, and I'm gonna throw them in the pan and warm them up. Now these are called charros, and what that kind of means is cowboy beans, and it's just basically you put in whatever you have. So I put in some bacon, some onion, some jalapeno, and then seasoning, and it's going to be delicious. I made these last night, so they are good and fresh. I've got some rolls and some homemade bread that I'm going to have with my beans. Those look great. It has been a great day. That road that I took my truck on, honestly, that was stupidity on my part. I just thought it was that way, and even if it was that way, and it may be, I don't belong there with the two-wheel drive truck. It's been a great day, and we're here. We have a great meal going and fire going. I'm gonna eat these beans and then call it a day, and then we'll get back at it in the morning. And I know that if we follow Copper Creek up, that we'll eventually come to what I'm looking for, and that is the mansion, the stone mansion. And from there, I'm gonna head up into the mountains looking for an airplane. And these beans are excellent, if anybody's wondering. Got some bread here that Carly made. Put some butter on it, and we'll be ready to go. That's good. Nothing like a glass of milk when you're having beans. That is great. That hits the spot after today. I think what I'm gonna do is sleep in the back of my truck. Look at this. I threw my nest back there. That'll be good. Won't bother with a tent tonight. Well, I'm gonna finish my dinner here and clean up and put myself to sleep. So good night, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, it's another beautiful day. What I'm gonna do is load my pack and head up the creek here. Well, we've got the pack loaded, and a couple things to eat as I walk out of camp. That'll be breakfast to start the day. And we'll go see what kind of excitement we can find. You can see this path I'm following here. It is extremely rugged. There are no tracks of any kind on this road. So we know no one's been driving this way. You can see the minerals in that rock. Seen a couple here. Maybe this one. Yeah. And look at the leaching right here out of this rock. You can see why they were mining copper here. And I should point out that not only were they mining copper, but along with copper there is always silver and gold, and so they were taking all three. The memory of this old road is all but gone. You can see it cutting its way here along the base of this mountain. On the other side we have all these swirl cacti, and swirl cacti are pretty amazing plants. They do not even grow their first arm until they're at minimum 75 years of age, and usually it's more like 100 years of age. So swirl cacti can grow to be 300 years old even. Maybe there are records of some that are older than that, but to come across one like these, those are a couple hundred years old. This road is incredible. This is a very fun place to be hiking this morning. This rock here shows the abundant minerals in the earth here. In this stone, you see these striations, and you can see the leaching coming out of those rocks. Look there. I knew this was in here somewhere. I did not know exactly where, but we've come across it. Look at this. This is what's left. What I believe, well, certainly this end was an old hit and miss engine. The big wheels, the counterbalances would have been here, one on each side, that would run this single piston right here. You can see the rod here. And I don't know if this was a compressor or possibly a pump that this engine was running on this end here. That is crazy that that's right out here in the middle of nowhere. Look at the country around this place. How did they get that thing here? I'll look up information on this and see if I can find out exactly what it is. In my mind, it would make sense that it was a water pump. I know somewhere nearby there was a dam, and that dam would have held water that they would have pumped to various parts in the mine. I don't know how visible this will be, but if you look at the top of the mountain right here, and also right over here, there are 2 poles, evidence of probably telegraph that they were running up here. That's very surprising to me. I haven't seen that. I'll look for more poles as we go along, but there they are. It doesn't make sense that that would be electricity, right? They would just have put a generator up here for the work they needed. So this has already been an exciting hike this morning. I'm very glad we decided to do this. I see evidence of an old building over here, an old stone building. Let's go over there and have a look. That's pretty interesting. Look at this. A window right here. They put the stones together and filled them with dirt. I guess that's kind of like what they were using as chink. This would have been the doorway right here. Well, knock knock. Looking out for snakes and other undesirables. This is a nice little house. Look over here, fireplace. Very nice. I guess that's kind of like the mantle stone right there. Doesn't stick out, but that's holding all this rock up. And then we can see the chimney up here. Very neat. Who knows how old? I mean, this could be easily 1800s when they put this in. This was probably part of the first operation. That window there, and these walls still standing. That fireplace and the chimney. This is a beautiful location. You know, it just shows what you can do if you're willing to work. This guy made this out of nothing. Just picked up the rocks around here and built his house. Rocks and mud, and would have grabbed a few limbs off these oak trees to build his roof. He has a home that's standing longer than our homes that we live in today. Well, we'll continue our journey. Under this tree here, you can see evidence of deer beds. That's a nice area in that grass. And it is deer season in Arizona, hunting season. And I've noticed many, many tracks down here. I think they're here hiding from the hunters who I passed way back up on the mountain. So they're on the mountain hunting and the deer are down here hiding. The road's more visible at this point. That's the telegraph pole, or one of them here at the top, and others going on down the mountain range, right down the peak. But then look at this road. You can see the roadbed running right next to this river. That would have been a fun road to travel when the water was flowing deep and fast. I walked around this corner and was walking past, didn't even realize there's another stone house right here. Doesn't look to be as complete as the one we saw earlier. But here it is. There's a pretty good flow in the creek here at this point. Water looks pretty good also. Okay, this is what I've been looking for. This is what we've been coming for, right there. That is the stone mansion. And it truly was a mansion in its day. It is situated in a very beautiful location. That was a 2-story building. And in its day, it was very large. And they had a lot of modern conveniences here. Or at least as modern as they could make it. Well, let's go in. Look at that, they'd even plastered the interior walls. But years are working on this old building. But look how big it is. Back walls all the way back here. That would have been the rear door here. Door right here maybe. More windows. Well, this is a beautiful location. He's not near the mine, but probably that's what they wanted. They were here where it was beautiful. That view is amazing. This stone mansion was the home of the mine superintendent, Roy Sibley. He and his wife lived here, and what they did was bring in potential investors and basically wine and dine them, party with them, and extract all of their money. What would happen is Roy would get in his Stutz Bearcat, that's a car, and he would drive to Wilcox, Arizona. And in Wilcox, he would pick up investors who would come in on the train. bring him back here in his Stutz Bearcat. And then when they got here, they sat in this beautiful home in this beautiful location and had a great party. And he would extol the virtues of the copper mining here and show them the mine. And then he would extract their money. With any good gold rush, or in this case, copper rush, it's very usual that more money goes into the ground than ever comes back out. So Roy is known to have done a great job. And this beautiful home, this mansion here, it did its part, and his Stutz Bearcat did its part, and investors like to come here and invest their money. We've got another building over here, another stone building. We're going to go look at it. I don't know exactly what this was, but it's pretty substantial. We'll walk around and find an entrance, go inside. One section here. I wonder if this was like bunkhouse for all the hired help. Maybe the eating area in here, cafeteria kind of thing. And maybe rooms over on this side. And that also follows mines wherever they are. There are always big bunkhouses for the workers. Obviously not as nice as the mansion, but certainly a lot better than sleeping out of doors. Look out for the cat claw and the mesquite bushes here. You can see right here this groove along the bottom, the floorboards would have gone there. So it would have had a wood floor in here. And this side, that's where I'm saying I think maybe bunkhouse in there. And also over here. And that would leave this area here for common space, for eating and whatever else. Very nice, and it's a nice location. The mansion is just across the creek, so that makes sense. Also makes sense that they would have lived here away from the main part of the mine. And I expect that road that I walked to get here, they probably walked that same road back and forth to in the morning and the evening. Well, we found the stone mansion and many very interesting things that pertain to the copper mine. Now I'm looking for something entirely different. I don't remember where, but somewhere in those mountains, in the distant mountains, 30 years ago, while hunting in the area, we stumbled across a plane crash. So now I'm on the search for it. The plane is a BT-13. I believe they called it a Vultee. So it's an old World War II airplane. And I'm debating how much hiking I'm willing to do because I don't know where it is. Somewhere up there, the far mountains, not these near ones. Well, I'm kind of wandering around, searching to see if we can find that. And right now we're still digging our way through these cat claws, or as we call them, wait a minute bushes. I think I'm gonna go up that ridge right there. This is a hidden oasis here, down tucked in this canyon. Look at that watercress down here. That's what we always called it anyway, and that's highly edible. Well, it's about 10:30 and it is time for a break. I'm searching for that airplane while I'm sitting here. I'm having a peanut butter and honey sandwich. And the thing about peanut butter and honey is it doesn't matter how smashed they get or how hot or how cold, they're always still good to eat. And then an apple juice. Some of you are probably thinking that I put too much peanut butter and honey on this sandwich. Well, I disagree. So where I ate that peanut butter and honey sandwich was over there. I came across the side of that mountain, looked down the backside, and then came around here checking up each one of these draws and canyons. And now I've made it to here. I've been looking everywhere that made sense in my mind to search. I'm gonna walk up here. If we find it, that'll be great. If we don't, I think it's late enough in the day, I'm gonna have to turn around. Well, it's lunchtime and I have been unable to turn up that airplane. The good news is I brought myself a green chili burro for lunch. I made these a couple days ago and they are delicious. So I'll enjoy a good green chili burro and maybe a siesta and then I'll start heading back. It is too late in the day and I've got too far to go to hang here longer. That is delicious. Well, we didn't find the airplane that I was searching for. That'll be another trip. Gotta get off this mountain and then head down Copper Creek, find camp, and then get home. Boy, am I glad to be back at the truck. I have just enough time to clean up camp and make it back to the main road before it gets dark. I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Remember, click like and subscribe. Thank you.